These three microphones in front of me are Pod Sound School's top contenders for podcast XLR dynamic microphones. And I thought it would be fun to play a game in critical listening together and to do a blind taste test, so to speak, of these three microphones so that you could really tune in and pay attention to the subtleties of my voice through each microphone without knowing which one you're listening to. So I won't reveal what microphone you're hearing until the end of the video, but I will tell you the letter and the corresponding color. So pay attention to the three different sounds and see if you can choose a favorite, and even better, see if you can guess which is which. And as I talk about these microphones and why they made the list for our top contenders and help you decide which one is best for you, really take note of how the different tones and color of my voice comes through. Is there one that you like more than the others, and why? Oh, and before we hop into the review, if this is your first time here, I'm Studio Steve. I'm an audio and video producer and also an instructor inside of our courses at podsoundschool.com. I have about 20 years now of experience in professional audio production, and microphones are one of my biggest passions in life. So first off, these are all dynamic microphones. Now, there's two different types of microphones. There's dynamic and condenser microphones. Condenser microphones are different from dynamic microphones in that they require power and they're a lot more sensitive, so they won't require as much gain. And they're typically what you see in recording studios. They also tend to pick up more of your surrounding area, so they don't perform as well in noisy environments. For that reason, dynamic microphones are really the tried, tested, and true choice of broadcast, radio, and podcast professionals. And even though they don't require power, these microphones will need a preamp to boost their signal and to give power to these mics so that we can take their mic level and raise it up to line level so that it's loud enough to properly be recorded by our computer. So let's start with this bad boy in the middle. This is the Shure SM7b, and this one is arguably the current most popular podcast microphone, made famous by the top podcasters in the world. And there's a reason for that. It's durable, it sounds crisp and clean on both male and female voices, and you can pick one up for only $400 US. Now, you will hear people describe this mic as being gain hungry, but really I think all of these microphones on the list are gain hungry. And what that means is they require a lot of gain to get them to the adequate recording level. We love this microphone at Pod Sound School, and really this is our go-to recommendation for most of our clients. However, I may be biased, but I just love the RE20, and I'm sort of on an RE20 campaign right now to raise awareness of its coolness. There are a few different models available of the Electro-Voice RE20. There's the classic RE20 like the one you see here. There's also the RE20 Black, which is essentially the same, only it's black. I think it looks really sleek. There's also the RE27 and the RE320, but personally, I just can't get over the sound of the classic RE20, so this is what we are recommending to clients and students. And as I said, the RE20 has a really rich history. It was first created as a music microphone. I was first introduced to it actually as a kick drum microphone. It's perfect for sticking into a kick drum hole and gets an amazing sound that way. But it was picked up by broadcasters because it has a really cool technology and that you can get very close to the microphone and it doesn't produce something called the proximity effect. Now, most microphones, you will hear a very dramatic proximity effect if you get too close to the microphone. This proximity effect really just sounds like an emphasized low tone. Your voice gets a lot lower. And so that is kind of what we're used to as that sort of classic radio voice. A lot of that is caused by the proximity effect. Well, the RE20 is really cool because you can get right on top of the microphone and that proximity effect doesn't really happen the way that it does with other microphones. It also does a great job picking up the clarity and the articulation of the voice while having a nice, rounded, colorful tone to it. I really can't say enough about the RE20. I love it a lot. The RE20 you can pick up for about $450 US. So now let's cruise over to the last one on our list, and that is the Rode PodMic. This one is the new kid on the block in comparison to these classic microphones here, and it's also much more affordable. You can pick up a PodMic for only $100 US, which makes it a really popular choice for beginners and those on a tight budget. So this is always my go-to recommendation for tight budgets. However, it's still a very versatile microphone that can handle various recording environments. It performs well in noisy environments, and it gets a very quality sound to it. And that's really all you need to know about these microphones. They are all very aesthetically pleasing in that they just make you feel like a podcaster when you use any one of them, and they will all give you a very nice, clear, controlled sound. So now is the moment of truth, time to reveal which letter is which. Are you ready? But before I do, make sure you go down into the comments right now and tell me which was your favorite, and especially tell me if you have a guess of which is which. All right, Are you ready? The first letter A and the color green has been the PodMic. What are your thoughts now that you know A was the PodMic? Let me know. The letter B and the color blue has been the ElectroVoice RE20. Did you guess correctly? Was B your favorite? I'm very anxious to know. And finally, last but not least, C and the color red has been the classic Shure SM7b. So I would love to know your thoughts. Which one was your favorite? I will also leave a link for each one of these microphones for you in the description below. I will also be making a blind comparison test like this with USB microphones. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel and share this video with another podcaster shopping these classic mics. Pretty cool stuff, right? Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you could really use the help of professionals to look at your specific situation, at your business, and the type of gear that would be right for the specific podcast that you're looking to produce, that's something that we do when we work with clients one-on-one. You can find out more about those services by going to podsoundschool.com. And if you're in the market for a podcast microphone, then you may also be shopping around for the best camera for your video podcast. Because let's face it, video podcasting is a no-brainer now, and we all know that we have to incorporate video in one way or another into our podcasting endeavors. So which camera is the best camera for video podcasting? Well, we made a video right here where we explore some very popular choices depending on your situation and your budget, so check it out.